Sorry for all that confusion. And as I told you, it was some server problem, because if you have more than one server installed in your platform, then it might not give you all the good access of all the links that we were trying to access. So it's very important to make sure that only one server is running at one time. So as I installed a new server in front of you before, so I had a server already running on the back end, so it gave me some errors. So now if I run my server, it's running on the debug mode already. Let me give you a quick review so that we can come back on the track what we went through. So it's what we did is, first of all, we downloaded our EAR file, and we downloaded our source files and our plugins from proji.logo.com.tr, and we copied it into the C drive, and it looked like this as I showed you before. And if you open your package, you will see that in the package you have your Eclipse environment, you have your source files that we copied from our EAR file that we extracted. And now under the Eclipse, you will see in plugins, we copied before all the plugins, and after this we logged into our Eclipse environment from run lpt environment, and we got this environment page. The next step we did was to import the EAR file. What we did for the EAR file was Package Explorer. In Package Explorer, you right click and you import, and you will get this EAR file, and you imported your EAR file that you downloaded, the Jaguar set that you downloaded from the proji.logo.com.tr. And after that, what we did was creating our source, importing our source files into the Eclipse environment. So for that, we selected the logo project, we came to LPT, and we prepare our Jaguar workspace. When you prepare this Jaguar workspace, all your source files that you have copied in rec folder, if you remember, we copied our source files. These source files will be imported into our Eclipse environment. So our source is there, our EAR file is ready, our plugins has been imported. With your plugins, you can see that you have this LPT in your tools right now. And now what we did in the server was we right click on the server, we put add and remove, and we put the logo project inside the server here, and we clicked finish. So our logo project is already there now. And what we made after that was a new database, for our project that we will import. So for that, I made a new database, test, and in this test database, I need this test database to have a connection in Eclipse now. For that connection, what I did, I told you there are two methods what you can do. The first method, the direct method, is through XML file. You click Control Shift and R, you get this db connection.xml file. In this XML file, you will see the connection settings that I showed you, and after seeing that connection settings, I need to test my connection settings now. How can I test my connection settings? So for that, I need to get into the application. So I will go to my server admin client, which I found from debug configuration. In this debug configuration, as I told, there is server admin client here. If you click it once, you will get a shortcut here so that you can directly use it. So we will go to server admin client now. This was the page that I was trying to look in for. Because of some error in the server, you couldn't see this page like this interface properly. So now the server is running properly, so we get this page, and the default username and password is logo all in caps. So make sure it's in capital letters. You can see that this is the version of Jaguar that we imported. if you see in the server admin, we can see the same version which is showing here in the Jaguar. So click OK. And you see here, this is the server admin, and in the server admin we have database connection. Database connection, this field is, this look is like a tree, you know, this is like a branch and it's its trees, that's its branches. And this tree we will try to make it when we will have our project, and we will import a project and we will create a new tree for that, and I will show you how you can create these nodes, these trees and everything. So for now, let's do the connection settings. So this is database connection settings. Just click on this and you will see all the connection settings that you have put in from your in your XML file in the server admin. So this is your local host, and this is your database name, this is the username, password, and what you have here is test. So what you need to do is just click on this test and you will see your connection test is okay. And it means your connection from your database, between your database and your Eclipse environment is fine. So the next step, the important step, would be to update your system tables. It's an important step because when you import any new Jaguar set, and you change your database and everything, so all the system tables have to be upgraded, because all the system tables are the tables which are already developed in the product. They need to be get into the environment that you are using. So we need to upgrade or create the new system tables. So what we do is we just double click here and it will create all the system tables for you. And it takes like 2-3 minutes to create this system tables. After creating the system tables, what you need to do is, the three important things in this is to upgrade the system tables, and to upgrade this table reference count, and to upgrade your queries, to reload your queries, because you need to reload all the queries as all the tables are new, so you need to reload the queries as well. After this, after creating all this, what we need to do now is to check that as I am using a product set, so I don't need this step, but for you guys, like for our solution partners, they get a set which is only authorized with a license key. So for that step, what you need to do is, there is a link called localhost 8090 logo activation. In this link, what you get is, the first step you have to remember before activation is, after creating or after doing all these steps of all the settings, what you need to do is make sure your server is on normal running mode, not in debug mode. It's very important to run your server in the running mode, but not in the debug mode, as it might give you an error. Like my server is running on the debug mode right now. If I use it like this, it will give me an error. It gives an error, product activation cannot be done when your product is running on debug mode. So make sure it's not running on the debug mode. Okay, as you will need a license to have this done, but I have already some documents that I can show you. By the way, I mentioned this in my presentation, a link called Wikidocs, and another link, there is a new documents link that we are developing right now. It's called docserver.logo.com.tr, which will be launched very soon, and we will be changing the name to docs.logo.com.tr. For now, you can look all the documents in wikidocs.logo.com.tr. What are inside these documents is, we have both Turkish page, and if you come here, if you log in into Jaguar, here's Jaguar, if you come into the Jaguar and come into English page, you will see all the documents. Welcome to logo platform Tailor Docs. It will show you all the documents from right from introduction of that platform to its architecture, to its working, installation, upgrade. Everything is there, step by step. You will get everything. There's a guide for project development guide also. It will tell you how you can create a new project using LPT, how you can make tables in LPT, how you can have business objects, and everything right from the beginning till the end you can find in these documents. Okay, for now my purpose is to show you the activation. So I'm going to LPT installation, and in installation you will see the next tab is product activation. We came to this tab, we selected the language. This might be the possibility of the error that I showed you. So you can see here that it's on you need to start in the running mode. After starting the running mode, you won't get this error. The next screen that you will see is the product activation, the license contract. You need to just do next, accept the contract, and press next. And the final step would be the activation, product activation key that you will be getting from logo when you are having the authorized Jaguar set. So till then we will skip this process. Okay, coming back to our platform. Now what we need to do is we already have our system tables ready. Just have a recheck of the system tables. We already made the system tables. So what we need to do now is we need to create a company that we want to work with. So for that, what we will do is we will go into debug configuration. We will have admin client. You will have this authorized when you have admin capabilities, then you can easily log in this. So for this, when I click, I have a shortcut. So I go to admin client. The default username and password for this is admin and logo, but you can always change this password from server admin. In the server admin, there is an option to change this password. Let me show you that. And I recommend you to change it accordingly. Okay. See, you can enter your username, old password, new password, and you can change your password for your admin. I have already done this. I have already changed the password. So for me, I will the username remains default. It's always going to be same. You can't change the username. So it's always admin, because it's admin authorities and you get to admin. My password, okay, sorry, yes, but the default password would be admin and logo. You can always log in into admin client with username admin and password as logo. So now what we have is we need to create a new company. You can see all these tools here, and in these buttons, like this is for companies. If I go to this, if I come here, if I click right click, if I select this, click right click, new, and you will see this company definition. What I want to create is any company that I want to create, that I want to work with. Maybe it's let's say it's logo. We will say logo. You can change this according to your needs. For me, it's okay for now. So I will create this name here. It's logo. Okay, so my company has been created, my new company has been created. What I need to do, if you remember, I already did the system tables. I imported the system tables. Now I need to import the system tables like in my company. So what I have to do is, you can see here, company tables will be generated. Like all my system tables will be getting to the company. So all of them are checking. You can change it according to your need, but I want all of them, so I just click OK now. So it will start creating the company tables. Generating company tables. It might take a little long for this because there are like a lot of system tables that need to be imported. Till the time it's going on the process, maybe I can show you my support links that we are using, all of them. As I showed you, this is the support link. First, all documents, it's like written documents that you can get for the product, for LPT, like its architecture, what it looks like, and please do read about this platform. It will help you a lot, this document. You can always get all the steps that I'm doing with the installation right now. You can get all these steps in written format in these documents. I will be sharing this links with you later on after I finish this training. So for now, you can see like live what I'm doing. We have another support link. It's called forum.logo.com.tr. If you see here, we have both in Turkish and English. In this, what we do is, it's like a forum. So what you do is, like, you can always have any questions, any queries or something. So you can always add here your questions, and someone who know the answer might answer your questions. Or you can simply, if you know something new about your customization or any process that you want to share, you can always write a question and answer itself. And we try generally to add as much questions and answers as we can, so that it's helpful for you to like develop the project. And these are generally general problems which you can face in like everyday projects, while working with your LPT environment. So this is very helpful. Again, it's very quick. Okay. It's still going. The most direct support that we give our customization development team, they work on, is generally through help desk. the international help desk. Okay, so if you see here, it's an it's in Turkish, so let me log in through English. Here you are. This is just to show you. I will share you all these links later on with all the details. So here generally you can create a ticket for your problem which comes directly to the responsible team, and they will try to respond to your problems as soon as possible. And you can always create a new ticket, and you can always put all your problems here. And it's, for example, maybe right now there is no tickets here, but maybe I can show you some issues, requests. Okay, these were like, suppose all the tickets and records and everything. We try to answer it like as soon as possible and try to solve your problem. And if it's required, we always have Skype and other links to connect with, and we try to do it with TeamViewer, or we can offer you some solution already. So yeah, that's the support link that you will be using soon. What's the progress? Okay, so here we have our tables ready, company tables generated, everything is done. And now what we need to do, we need to assign a user to, like we need to have a user for our platform also. So for this, in admin, if you see, this is users, right? In users you will see admin here. In admin we need to create a profile for our user to use, right? So what we do is just go to admin, right click, go to profiles, and when you will have your project ready here, when you will deploy your project, then you will have your project here, and then you need to assign it to your user. Okay, so as I told you in the agenda, that we will be working on some sample project to show you the capabilities of LPT. So what we need to do is I have a sample project with me, but I will create some part of it with you, so that you know how to create the basic steps and everything. Okay, okay, so if you see, for every project that we make, like if you want to create a new project, let's go to project new, and you go to others, and you can see always an option for LPT in LPT. And if you go up, if you come here like new project, so you will get an LPT option here too. So you can always get a new LPT project. Next, name a project. What we are naming a project is maybe we will be working on a project which is based on course system. So I would like to name it as a course test maybe. Okay, because I already have course project as named already for me. So course test, next, and finish. You have your project, your LPT project is here. So let's look like a general, it's still building the workspace till the time. Let's look for how the course project will be looking like. Okay, so that's the architecture for our project. In this we will be having course, as the project name says. Course is, we will have in the course name, we will have duration of the course, we will have, these are the modules that we will be making in our project. So this is the first module, course. We will have a teacher for our course, and in this teacher we will have a teacher name, surname, and the department that the teacher will work in. We will have a classroom. In a classroom we will have classroom name, the floor on which the classroom is, the capacity. Then we will have the attendees, that are the students of the attendees of the course, that are called students. So we will have student name, surname, birthday, and we will have the gender. What we will have here is the course slip and the course line. The course slip is generally used for transaction. Okay, so we will make a course slip for that. Okay, so the general methodology that we are using generally for making any step-by-step project is, first of all, we create tables for the project. Then we create the business objects for the project, for any project. Then we create the forms for the project, and after form you can have a query, and after making a query you can have a browser, because every browser would need a query. Okay, so that's how it goes. And after, the last step would be making a tree that I showed you in the server client, that the way it looks like. We will create the same look for our trees, and they are used to import your project into the application. So we will be working on this course project generally. So okay, let's get back to the platform. Okay, so for example, now we will create some customization for course, student, and some requirements like that. And okay, for the first thing in our project, we need tables, some tables to keep the information. So what we will do, okay, let's create a table for our project. Course test, what you need to do is new, others, and here you go in LPT, there is LPT tables, LPT table, you get next. You can name this table as any table you want. Actually, first let's start with the class maybe. So this is custom table, CT is the custom table, and we write class, classes maybe, or classes. Okay, all right. Next, what you need to do is write your table name. That is again class. Okay, so we will write now the physical name that we want to see. Okay, so it is custom table class again. Let's keep it like class. We don't make it a custom table. Okay, now you will see one thing here, that in database name, this table is generally this table will not create any physical table in the database right now. Do not, and make sure that you do not create any tables in the database manually. Every table has to be created through LPT in any project. Okay, so when you create a table, you see in the physical name, in the database name, this is X. Let me show you in database what this generally means. Let's go to SQL Server to see our database, how it looks like. Database, and we should go to tables of the database. Okay, you can see the naming methodology for all the tables here. Okay, so some of them are starting with H, these H. Some of them will be starting with I suppose S. Some of them are starting with S, and some of them are starting with U, and some of them are starting with maybe X. X will be there when we will create any custom tables. You will see as we are already creating here, you can see X here. So X is the naming methodology for custom tables. H is for HR related tables, like H, all these are HR related tables. And S is all the system tables that we have. These are all the system tables that we have, that we already imported, all the system tables into our database. Okay, so and U, with U is all the Jaguar related tables that you can say. Okay, now another thing, if you notice here, is that some of the tables that you will when you will make a custom table, you will have for now that you have after you have 001. This is the prefix. There are some tables which are dependent to the company, and this company is the 001 that we created before. So it is related to company tables. And the tables which will be related to period, it will have a naming methodology with 001, or it will be added up, maybe 01 more added underscore 01. So that will be period related tables. Is there any? Let me see. Okay. So now we are creating a new table. So in this new table, you can add fields now. So as you can see, one of the another main methodology that we have for our tables is that we have our tables is in the software it's called logic reference. This is the logic reference that we have. It is actually the primary key which is given to each table. Okay, so you don't need to do anything for having this logical reference. It will be by default there whenever you will create any new custom table. So so Logo has already developed it for you, like generated itself. So you are not supposed to interfere anywhere with that column. So let it be this logic reference as it is, and it automatically generates with all the table. So you can add more fields to it. What you need to just do is just right click, edit, insert row, maybe insert more rows. How many rows we need? I think we need 3 rows for this, so we will write this. And now in the first I want class name. Okay, this is string, alright for me, and this is 20 size that I need. Second would be floor. As you remember the chart that I showed you in the classroom, we have classroom name, floor, and capacity. So for floor it is integer value, so we will go to integer and it automatically sets 4. And for capacity, again we need integer value, so it will set 4. Okay, so that's done pretty much. Go to next, and finish. Your custom table has been created. It's here. You can see your physical name here is like that, and you can see everything that you've made in your table. Okay, now after creating the table, the next step would be creating an object. Now we will create custom business object first of all. So let's go to new, same way in our wizards that we have. It's very easy to create all these things, so just come to custom business object. Yeah, it's LPT business object. So I will come to business object, next, and let's give it a name, custom business object class. Next, and I should now browse a table on top of which I want my objects. So I should browse the table that I just made, and generally all the customization things that you will make will be in the bottom. So you can directly come into the bottom. You will get CT class, the table that we just made. Select this table and you will get all the fields that you created into the table here for your objects, and select all of them. Just go to next, and next, and next again, and it's finished. We have our object here. And this, remember, this CT table, as I told you, it's only in the product, it's not in database right now. Okay, so the next step after making objects is making queries, custom query object. So let's go to new, others, and we will have custom and LPT query object. Go to next. Let me rename this custom query class, maybe. Yeah, custom query class. Okay, so we go to next. Okay, we come to next again. Now what we need is, again, we need to have main query table. So select the table name that the query will be created for. So come here, so browse the table. Here we have an option for the customized items. We have one table for now. We will select this. Don't forget to give an alias. Give any alias is okay, doesn't matter. And you can see here, like in the column tab, all the select columns that you write in the SQL, it's in the same manner that you will write here. This will be the manner you will get in SQL also, these tables. You can choose, if you want to choose some of them, and if you want to reorder them, you can have an order too. You can have orders by index or by table. You can create them, but I don't need here for now. So general, then come back here and click OK. Okay, so you have to be very careful about the alias name. Like if you create an alias name as class, so it might get confused about class. So I can create classes, maybe. Yeah, it works. So let's go next, next, and it will get finished. So now what we have a table, we have an object, we have a query, and after query, now what I need is I can make a form, right? So we need a form now to get into our project. So it's the form here, and we have two types of forms. We have a form object and a browser form. So now for every browser form, before making a browser form, you need to have a query. Now as you have a query, so you can go with making a browser form too, and you can make a form object as well. So go to others. We will start with having a form object or a browser form. Let's have a browser form. So this will, let's call this as custom class browser, maybe. Let's call it as class browser. Okay, we have this as class browser. We go to next, You can select the query. As I told you, for every browser you need a query, so you have to select your query, custom query class. You will get all the fields here for your custom query. And one very big advantage of making a browser form with LPT is that you get to have a handler class option. What this will do, this will create a class for you in your source, so that you can make any changes in the form. You can give capabilities to your fields, right? So this will create a class automatically for your browser form in the source. We need a source code for that, so it will create some source code automatically. Now so let's select the object also. Select object class that we want to work with. This is custom business object class that we need. Okay, and let's go to next. Let's select the same for our DB entry data class as well. Now we can go to next, select all of them, custom queries, the queries that you want, and finish. Here you go, you have your browser form ready. Okay, this is your browser form. This is how it looks like. We have the queries that we imported, so you can see the class name, the floor, and the capacity here. Okay, so now what we need to do is create a form object. The next step for us would be like a form object. But let me to make things more clear, let's try to show you some example in the main application. Okay, so this is the login page for our Jaguar application. Default is admin. It is same as we logged in main client, the same username and the password. Okay, this is how the ERP application, our Jaguar application, looks like. Okay, so as you can see, as I told you, the main feature for our Jaguar application is that it's multi-language, it's multilingual. So what you can do is like select a language from here that you want to use. You can always add more languages, like for any of your project that you are making. If you go to project properties, if you go to project, click on your project, properties, and you go to logo and come to language, you can select as many languages as you want in your application, right? So if I want just Turkish and English, okay, I'm just selecting these two languages for now, so it will give me only Turkish and English languages. Okay, but you can always select more of these languages. If you're using Arabic or Persian language, so it will completely change the look of the application. It will become from right to left. So that's how automatically it converts, so it's a very big advantage that you can convert all your system forms with just one click, and you can use in any country with the local language, right? So, and the important thing is, when you're doing your customization, when you're making any changes or making any project, whatever UI language that you will choose, it will have that language imported, like whatever customization you will make. Further on, I will show you with example this thing. When you make any changes, if your UI language is Turkish and you write anything in English, then you won't get that thing, because the UI language doesn't accept you. So you have to keep the UI language as your base language that you're using for your project. So here I used English. Just refresh this and you can see all the tables are converted into English, right? So this is really great. Okay, what I want to show you is like let's go to this material management. You can see access trees. These are the access trees for all the modules. Like this is our module, material management, and these are the access trees, definitions, transactions, and these access tree contains browsers which are equivalent to table in the databases again. Okay, so there is a query running behind, is that it reads the data from the database and it brings the data to the form. So the query which was running behind, it's reading the data from the database and it's getting the in the browser form. So you can see here, this is definitions. These are all the browser forms that we have. If you open this one of this form, you get this browser form for material, right? So this is how it's going to be looking like, right? For here, what we have, if you see in the browser form, there are some buttons at the bottom. In every browser form, these buttons would be now my UI language is in Turkish, so you can see everything here, it's in Turkish right now. So if I change my UI language in English, it will change it in English. So right now I want to explain you about these buttons before. So these buttons, if you see, it's new, it says new, and in this the capability of this button is we assign this button to our form object. When we will create a new form object, we will assign this button to the form object, so that we can have something like this. When you open a browser form, this new button, when you click on the new button, it will open the form object that is attached to this new, like if it's like a browser form for classroom, so I will create a form object for my classroom and it will open the new form. This is kind of form that we will design for our form object. So with this new, you can come here. Okay, you can delete this form, you can update this form with these buttons, and it has some capabilities that you will use all of them. So I hope these things bring some practically knowledge for you, and you can imagine this how it works now, the browser forms in the application. So let's make form object, new, others, and we go to form object, next, custom form, or just classroom maybe is okay. Okay, classroom, that's my form. Event handler class that I want to create in my source. I need some source code for this to make some whatever buttons or text box or anything that I will put into my form. I need to write a source code for that. I need to write a code for them to perform some kind of a function. So for that, we need to create this handler class. I will show you how this handler class looks like. So I go to next, okay, and finish. Okay, this is the empty form that we have right now, and if you see the source of this now, you will see these handlers that we created. This is already like a ready class. You can just make changes in your method, and you can just add whatever you want to do. And here also, when you will add any of the new buttons or any new text box or anything, it will have it here. all the events come in this class. So we will come back to it. But you can see that how easy it is with LPT, because like for as a Java coder, how much code you need to write behind this, all these things, like lots of validation, verifications, and etc. So a lot of coding between filters and all selects, and also the form itself. So it's so easy that we just created all these forms in no time, and now I can simply add new columns and new rows as much as I want according. Okay, let me add some okay, let's add some rows for our design, some columns, sorry, and now we will add some rows. Add row after, so you will get a row here. Add row after, you will get a second row. Similarly, similarly you will get as much as you want. Okay, I think that's enough for designing our form. Maybe one more column. Yeah. So what we're gonna do now is we will use our editors. You can see here we have controllers, we have containers, and we have our grids. And for this, now if I need to import a new label, I just go here and I create a new label. Let's put it like here maybe, and one more label, one more label. If you click on the label, you will see in the property that text. If you click on the text, as my UI language, I told you it's in Turkish, so it shows in Turkish, but I can change the language if you want, and let's change the language first. Project properties English, and let's keep the UI language as English as well, and okay. Okay, so now it will give me an option for English as well, if you can see here. So here I will write first what we need to make is class name, right? So let's write class name, or like the class name. Okay, so that's my first label. My second label is I write as capacity or floor. My third label would be my capacity. But make sure of one thing, like if you want in Jaguar application to have it converted into the local language, you need to keep writing all the names that you are mentioning for your labels, for your buttons, or whatever you will do. All the naming conventions have to be selected, like all the languages have to be selected first, and then you have to write in the local language also. Like if you're choosing Turkish, and if you want your Jaguar application to convert that into Turkish language also, so you can write it here in Turkish, the name of the capacity, and you will get that same thing in Jaguar application then. Okay, so it's done here, the labels. Now we need okay, if you can see here one more thing. If you can see, it's in a grid form, like it's not like Delphi or any other language, like it's in a grid form, which is very easy to maintain, and every grid has a cell, and in each cell you can put only one capability. You cannot put anything more than one. If you put anything more than one, you would need to make grids that I will tell you about later on. But for now, it's you can put only one of this in each cell. So, and to make it like look in a better way, what we do is just click on the column number and just go to preferred, and same way in the rows, preferred, and it will adjust the cell size as the size of your whatever you have mentioned in your label or whatever you are making. It will adjust to the same size of that. So preferred again, preferred. Okay, that's how it looks like. And now for this we need to create some text box to have an entry for a class name. So let's make a text box, text edit. We make a text edit here. Okay, and as this is floor and capacity, so for this I will prefer numeric edit, as the value is integer. So I will import numeric edit. You can see here that okay, we need to make some changes in the property. As you can see, it's very small here. So for this we can change this maximum length to maybe the characters that we want inside as 20, and the visible length as 20 as well. So okay, now this looks good enough. I mean, it's good size now. And similar for the floor, maybe we can do the same thing. Maybe visible length as 20 will be a lot actually, but yeah, let's make it same to have a good design. Okay, and the maximum length as 20. Capacity would be 20, and visible length as 20 again. Okay, so it's adjusted accordingly, and you can adjust the distance between each from here, because I left this one column free for that. Now what you need to do is to put in the buttons, the save and the cancel button, right? So what we have to do for that is, first of all, let's make a container. Let's make a panel, containers. Let's make one panel, because as I told you, you can only have in one cell you can have only one of the capability. You cannot have two of them. So I'm creating a separate panel for that, so that I can include two buttons in one cell. So I'm including here two row counts and two column. So it looks like this here. Now I can adjust this accordingly, and now I can put my two buttons inside this. One button goes here and one button goes here. Okay, so for this button now, what we need to do is change the name first. Let's change the name as save, and this is cancel. Okay, and let's make it preferred again, and okay, so our form is pretty much ready. Okay, so for each form, now this form is, the design is ready, so you need to have the capability for the form. Like, so we need to put some object in our form, right? So just click outside any form, like anywhere outside this form, not inside the grid. So just click here, and you will see here one option called edit object class. Here you can put your business object that you created for your class, right? This is a classroom, so we created a business object for this. So for this form we are importing this as our object class. So this is created, and because you know how hard it is, like as a programmer, you know, to save a data on a form you need to write some code, right? So but if you remember, we created all this thing before. It's called CBO object. So in this CBO class, the main job is to take care of all these things so that you don't have to write any code. Just attach this as an object to this form and it will bring all its capabilities to this form, right? So now just click on the grid again. Now every text box or numeric edit needs to have some fields too. We need to define some fields in this too, so that we can have so for this we do it edit field. In the properties you can see edit field, and as I imported all my business objects, so the business objects, the capabilities are here now in the edit field. So I can have all the edit field here. So just make sure you choose the right one, because this is for text box, so sorry, for string, so it has to be a string. And this is floor edit again, this is integer, so floor. And for this capacity again we will do capacity. Okay, and now we need to make some actions in the buttons. So in this, just click on the button, you can see actions here, right? In the actions, what you need to do is just create save and close. You know, like you need to write a lot of code for this, like just for saving, and then for any editing or cancel or anything, you need to always write a code for a button. But in LPT you get this feature as an action too, so you can just simply create an action, right? And in this we already created an action, save and close. For this I will create an action, close. We can name this button as close. It's better because it will be more clear as an action. So let's write it close. Okay, let's save our form. Control plus S, and we are saving our form. So LPT has done all the actions for you. It has added all the edit fields for you. It has added the business object in your form, and you didn't write any code yet, right? So it's very powerful, and you can do many things with just clicks, you know. Okay, so we have our browser form. In the browser form now, if you open the browser form, this is our grid, right? And this is inside the grid. And in the properties, if you see, we must have DB entry form, because for now we don't have anything inside the database, right? So now we should choose our form, DB entry form. Like we should choose our form here in the DB entry. Select classroom form. That's what we need in our entry in the database, right? So it will get the whatever you will enter in your fields, it will get in the browser form here. So now we have created all, and we want to show it in the Jaguar. So how we will do it? Like for this, now, like, you know, we have created our tables, we have created our queries, we have objects, now we have form, we have browser form, and we need to see that in Jaguar now. We want to see our forms in Jaguar. Like this, as I showed you before, like in the Jaguar application. Admin logo. Okay, so now we need to upgrade this. Okay, so we created a new project. To have this in the Jaguar, what you need to do is just click on the project that you need to import in the Jaguar application, and there is a capability called deploy the customization. For every change that you will make, for every customization that you will make in any project, you need to deploy it. And after deploy only you will get that in your customization package in Jaguar, and then you can see that in the application, the changes. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, and there's one more thing, like on the back end we have profiles for our customer to see the customization. So you can see here we have some profiles. We will create this profile later, but if you remember the trees that we saw in the Jaguar application, we have to create the similar kind of look and feel for our project. So we need to create a new tree for that, right? So for this I will add a new tree here, others, and I can add a new tree from navigation menu tree. Next, okay, let it be new tree, and finish. Okay, so as you see here, all the trees that you were seeing in the Jaguar application, these are all system modules already there, right? In the menu tree, it's already imported. When you create a new tree, all the system modules are already there. So you want to make something like this now, right? You want to see something like this in your ERP application so that your project looks like this. So for this you need to just insert a new module. From here, right click, insert a new module. Okay, let's name this module course test project, right? Our course test project. So that's the module name. What object it's using, this module? This is using our browser. We always attach a browser form. We never attach a form object directly. We always access our form object through our browser forms, because you remember we had that new button. We will access our form objects from the new button. So now, okay, now to have for this project module, if you want to have record nodes and record groups, you can add more groups. You can add here some new groups. These groups actually create a new definition that we need to create a record node, right? So let's edit the name at least, and we will go to resource editor. We will name this as definitions, maybe definitions. Okay, and after definitions you can add inside this as record nodes. These are the record nodes. Okay, so to name this record nodes, just let it be new node for now. Similarly, you can add more than one record groups and more than one record groups too. Okay, record nodes too. So that's how it works. So it will get this thing in Jaguar after you deploy your project. The most important thing is deploying the project. So before deploying, you can't get any of your capabilities deploying successfully, any of your capabilities in Jaguar application. So now the trees are ready. So as I mentioned that there are some profiles in the backend that we need to that we create for our customers to see all the customization. So here you can see profiles. In this profiles, if you click on profile and if you create a new profile, let's create a new profile. In the wizard again, we will have profile, LPT profile. Click next, new profile again, and we will have our new profile. As you can see, we didn't do anything yet, we just added a new profile, and you can see all the system tables here, all the system tables that you have, right? The description, these are the form that you want to replace with your customized form. So this is for the customers to see all the customization that has taken, like whatever form you will customize. If you want to replace the form, simply you just, if you want to replace, suppose customers, customer form here, you just click here, edit, and okay, form to be replaced, replacing new form. You can see, if you select, you will get a new form here. When you will deploy the project, then you will get your customized form. You can always just double click on the form, and here the new form will be added, and it will be replaced by the old form that you just selected. Okay, so as our trees and profile, everything is ready, so let's deploy the project. Let's try to deploy the project. For this deploy, there are 3 kinds of deploy things that you can do. I will show you first. This is the main deploy, which deploys it to the Jaguar application. And if you come to LPT, you will see that deploy project to server. You will see deploy project to file and deploy project to server here. So what we are doing is we are deploying the project, our project, to the server now. Okay, so but if you want to pass on your deployment, like if you want to pass your project, like your customization, to your customer in a form of a file, what you need to do, I will show after we deploy through server. Okay, we will create a file for that, and you can simply just email that file even to your customer. So click one button, capability for deployment. So here, okay, you need to set up first your deployment settings. For every project, if you go to project, properties, logo, customization, you will see here in logo customization this GUID. GUID is as you know, is a very unique code that is separate for all the projects. So it is used, you will use this GUID code to for your project. You will see the project version here, as you can see, and in here you can ignore the warnings, right, and apply this. And if you go down here in customization, you will see deploy. These are our deploy settings. The URI we need, the username and password. You don't need to remember this, just press restore default and it will give you here this let's recheck our port number first. For what port number we are using, 8090, so you might need to change it because you need the same port number. So you go to project, properties, restore defaults, just this small thing that you need to take care about. It's 8090 admin, as you know, your password is logo, and it's deploy. If you test the settings now, the connection settings are accepted by the server. Okay, so we do apply and okay. Now your project is ready to deploy. All the settings has been done for your deployment. Just go to course project, deploy, and it will deploy your tree and this everything. And now the deploy operation is taking place. Let's wait till it deploys. Okay, so deployment is successfully finished. Now to see your deployment to your deployed project, your customization file, go to admin client, log in. Okay, you will see here other definitions. If you click here, there's one node or module called customization. If you go to customization, inside customization there is customization operations, and inside the customization operation you will see that we have deployed our project and it's here, and you can see this our project is opened here, right? But remember, the tables are still not in the database, for which we need to upgrade the customization tables, right? Because right now the tables are not included in the database. So for that, what we will do is just right click on your customization that you just deployed, and you can upgrade your customization tables, update your customization tables. Okay, that's my company name, and this is the code that I showed you in database. With 001 we were getting the company tables, right? So now customization tables updated successfully. Now the tables are included in the database. Now you can see the tables in the database as well. Now what we need to do, the last main step, I think so, for this is you need to assign the profile to the users. These are our users, right? So we need to assign the profile that we just deployed. I showed you this thing before, which was empty. Now after deploying your project, you have this profile here. So just assign this profile to your user. Just add this profile here, save. It's better to do it for your group also, in a group, to have it for everyone, user group. So it's like profiles, I added here, and okay, it's pretty much done. Okay, so now let's look Jaguar. It's asking us to upgrade the system tables again because we created some new tables. So okay, let's keep it on update. What I was telling you about deployment in the file is, like, if I select this project, right, and if I create deploy project to file, you will get this page, and this file will be converted into .lpdd file. If you see in the agenda, I have mentioned something like lpdd, creating lpdd. So this is how you create lpdd file. You just deploy your project to file and just save it wherever you want. And what you can do with this file is just import this file into your platform. Like, you can import directly into your admin client. Let me show you how you can do it. If you save this file will be saved let's save it on the desktop. Okay. Okay. All right. It is saved. System tables is also upgraded. Let's upgrade this. Okay, and meanwhile let me show you how we can upload our customization file that we just converted into a file to carry on to a customer. So you simply log in into admin client on your customer platform and go to customization again, customization operation, right click, load from file. You can see load from file. Click on load from file. Wherever you file it is in desktop. So here is my file lpdd. If I click this file, open this file, it will come here. My project, course project, will be deployed in my system. So you can do that either way. Like if you want to pass it to some other platform, so you can do it with lpdd file. That's the benefit of lpdd file. Okay, it has been upgraded, so we are reloading our queries. Okay, it has been reloaded as well. Let's go to admin client. If you right click on your company, you will get upgrade tables. This will upgrade your company tables. So we will upgrade our company tables. We upgraded our system tables and queries. Now we will upgrade company tables, because we are working with this company and we added a new project, new customization in this company, so we need to upgrade. It takes a while. Hope the basic settings are clear for you guys. Like, if you have any queries, you can always write us. And if you have uh, if you have understood how to create the basic forms, the tables, and queries and objects, so it will be much easier for you guys to create the other forms as well, that I will show you in the next session, maybe, with all the forms. And we will create some new fields, like some combo text edits, and we will create some events, and we will also create some lookups. So we will have a lot of things more to see in this thing. So in tomorrow's session, generally we will be discussing about uh, definitions. First of all, what are definitions, and all these definitions in our project. And we will talk about client-server architecture again in NPT. And I will show you, of course, all the forms which are left for our course project. And just to save a little bit of time, that I will use our project to show you all the forms that I have already developed. I have given you a sample how to make the forms and objects and queries. Similarly, you can design all the modules that you need for your forms, so you can add as many nodes as you want. So according to our architecture, we would be needing course, teachers and students, course lib and course line. So we will be making that, and in between I will be explaining you all the new things that we haven't seen yet, some of the fields and some of the new settings that we need to do. And we will be discussing about also some debug, creating source, and we will talk about query upgrade and table upgrade, how we can upgrade our tables that we have already developed. Okay, we will talk about some of the easy customization that we can do. It's taking a bit longer than expected. It's still upgrading the tables. We might get the same error due to that. Yes, so we can keep this for the next session. I will show you the deployment that we have deployed. You can already see in admin client that it's deployed successfully. It's just we need to wait for this to upgrade, and then we can see our deployment in the Jaguar application as well. So if it's done now, then I can show you, or we can continue this in the next session. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and you can find the recording in the YouTube channel that I shared in the link, and we will continue tomorrow our training according to the time schedule already shared with you guys. Thank you so much for watching.